Okay, so generally, what is then the focus of literature review? Generally speaking, a literature review can be integrative. There is a literature review that's focusing what we call here integrative in focus. That means summarizing past research based on overall conclusion of the past research. So you can just summarize the previous research, of course, according to your topic. That will be focusing on, it will be like integrating all these previous reports. But you can also focus on theories, okay? Identifying and critiquing the ability of different theories to explain a phenomenon. This is also another way. But hear me, I'm not saying that if you choose one way, you will not choose the other way. If you focus on theories, you will not focus on other findings. No. It's just a focus. You might want to focus on theories, how the theories are not able to explain a phenomenon, because that's the purpose of a theory. A theory is a way of explaining a phenomenon. So basically, different findings, you put them together in a certain theory, and then you explain a phenomenon by using one theory. Okay? So if you want to critique theories, you can focus on them, saying, okay, in this research, I'm going to criticize the theory on democracy, the theories of democracy. So that will be your focus. It doesn't mean you will not use other findings. You can use them, but your focus is on theories. So, or you can focus on past research findings. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, you can criticize them. That's what we are saying. You might want to criticize a certain theory, and you are like, okay, so I'm going to do a theory. My focus will be on theories. There are two different theories that explain the same phenomena, and I'm going to do a literature review to see how the scholars, which one the scholars like the most, or which one is the most relevant in my context. You see? And then you present them, and then you say, okay, this explained like this explained like this. And then you go and you see what other scholars have talked about it. This scholar said, okay, he liked this one because of this. The other scholar, and then you create a theoretical framework of the thing, and then apply in your case study, and they come up with the result saying like, okay, in my case study, I think this theory is suitable. That's possible. Okay. So another focus can be methodological in focus. So sometimes, because depending on the methods, the methodologies you use in doing the research, you will get findings. We get certain findings. Okay, methodology is important. For example, if you want to say something like Africa is poor because of blah blah blah, and then you say in my methodology I will only use the case study of Rwanda. You see, the result will not be strong because you are claiming something for 54 countries, but you only use one country. Then another research can come and say, no, for me, I want to do the same argument, but that methodology used was not good. Maybe you have to get at least 10 countries, the rich, poor, and the middle. And then he will do a comparative study. So the methodology is different from the previous one, but the rest of the things are the same. So you might want to do a literature review on methodologies used. And they say, okay, this method used is not good. When I talk about methodology, I think we will discuss them when we reach the chapter 3. What are the elements to include in the methodology? And what are the approaches, quantitative versus qualitative? So if you want to do qualitative research, you will get a certain type of result, right? If you do quantitative research, you will get a certain type of result. So methodology is important. So those are the three focus you can have. Most of the time here at PS, we do the first one, integrative and focus. That means get prior research, a lot of funding, and then create a theoretical framework, and then collect data and analyze the data via that framework. But why not? You can also do a theoretical and focus. As for example, you say if you have two theories that contradict each other, you can do a focusing on theories. That will be interesting. Okay? Clear? So, regardless of the specific focus, this is then important. It is crucial that there is a flow through the literature review, connecting the concept somewhat seamless. So there should be a flow. Seamless means content which seems to be not connected. The whole work, the whole task we have is to connect them, the flow. And I have told you, Celestine, if you don't have the flow, you will be in trouble. Okay? Listen to this. A common error that reflects a mistargeted literature review is to string together a series of sentences or paragraphs that tell the reader, study one found this, study two, study B found this, study C found this. This is a mistake. And this is what most of the time students do. They are like, okay, this study by this author found this. No. You should show how they are connected. It should be like a composition. It should be an essay, a connecting concept and having a flow. The flow, very important. Very important. Okay. A literature review must have a clear focus on what the research question is that is going to be studied, and the organization of the discussion should lead the reader from the very broad general topic down to the specific issue about which a manuscript is going to report a new piece of research. So there should be a kind of narrowing. We started with the general topic like democracy, up to maybe the practices of election. You see? From there, okay, then that's what the flow means. You start from the big, and they say, okay, democracy is understood like this, but for this research, we are going to focus on this theme of election, and also in election, we have a lot of research has found this and this. For this research, I'm going to focus on, I should see you getting narrower, up until to the elementary. Yes. The truth is, you should have a question guiding you when you are writing the literature. Okay, but that question might change. Okay, might keep changing. For example, you want to know how democracy is how elections, transparent election, enhance democracy. So you have a certain question in your mind, but that question in the beginning it might be like that because you don't know what we found in the literature, and then you start seeing the connection between elections and democracy. And then as you go, you might reach a point where you have another narrow focus. Maybe it's not about election, it's about multi-partyism, for example. Imagine that you felt like, okay, election will enhance democracy. But you found in a country where it is not democratic, but there are elections. You see, your question you started with, you reach a certain point, you found, no, this is not the right question. Maybe the right question should be an election with multi-partyism, where there are very strong leaders competing. You see? So then your question will change on the way, right? But obviously, you should have always a question in mind that will guide you. But that question will be rephrased as you narrow your focus. If your focus is going to be on multi-partyism, then your question will change it. How does multi-party election enhance election? You see, you change something, even if it's not big. So you have always a question in mind when you are writing your literature. But that one will necessarily change as you get tangled. For example, when people are thinking topics, they try to question. Sometimes they tell them to I think that it's when you look at the work with days. Absolutely, we have that this is getting a third of something. But they keep changing the topic, and then you should not one as a little bit. And then the way it's how they answer. And I think that's not really what I'm saying, but I don't think a specific topic, although I cannot realize that okay, specific things that it's not that's bad. So how can you address that situation? Okay. When you have the question which you wanted to yes. And then when you go into the literature, you learn that the question has been answered. Yes, that yes. And it's your research topic which has been answered. How? Yes, so number one, the truth is there are high probability that the topic you submitted will change. If you do a serious literature review, after you have submitted your topic, there are high probability that it will change. I think we know that. That's why you have supervisors. You should discuss with your supervisor and show him that, okay, I didn't know this, but when I did the literature, I found this. So then you adjust. For me, I think the last thing to do is to write a topic, like the topic of your dissertation. I think this is the last element you will do. I don't think you can start on the topic because it will change. Do you even know that you can go to the field and they collect data and they found something very important you never thought about and the literature did not talk about. When you come back, you should somehow even change the question, everything. So a serious research is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you get something strong. But if you just go with the idea, this is what I'm looking for, you will go in the literature, you don't find it or find something else, you go to data collection. That's why some students are confused. So take it easy, breathe, feel free, go into the literature, see what the literature is telling you, not what you want to tell the literature. Some people, they go with something, they want to force the literature to say what they think. No, just open yourself. That's why it's better to have a general topic, like democracy. Something general will and then go slowly until you get your focus. Okay? So I believe at PS, we should change the way we ask students. I think it's better they submit general topics. And that's what actually you are supposed to do. Just tell us a topic, a broad topic, like the contribution of democracy, election on democracy. But we know a serial literature review will make you narrow your focus. Okay? This is the exercise, of course, from now we're going to do, Enrique, especially Enrique and Abikani and Olivia. By the time we will meet again, you will show me how the literature, you started from a general idea and they kept narrowing up to the focus you want. Okay? Can I go on? Okay. In this way, by the end of the literature review, the reader should have a solid understanding of what is already known about the topic, what is not yet known, and therefore a good idea of what exactly the current study is going to examine and why. Okay? So you should really say, this is what is already known on this topic. This has not been yet discussed, and I'm going to focus on this, and this is why. For example, you can say, okay, I want you to focus on this. No one has talked about this, but I don't have money. I don't have enough time. Because of that, I'm just going to focus on only this element. And then you can give a recommendation to the future researcher to touch the other elements you do not touch. That's why we have that kind of recommendation. But at PS, most of the time, it's just something you dream. Okay, maybe let me write so that other. No. It should be from your literature. You say, okay, this is 5 elements, 5 areas no one has spoken about. I don't have money and the capabilities now to respond to all of them. I'm going to respond to one of them, and I will recommend other researchers to focus on that. Okay?